Salvē, and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at John chapter 4, verse 20. Here's our rubric. Let's go ahead and get started. Patres nostri in monte hoc adoraverunt et vos dicitis quia Hierusalemis est locus ubi adorare apportet. And that's as far as we're going to make it. The very first word there with es, this could be a nominative plural masculine, or it could be a accusative plural masculine, so we might have our subject there. Nostri appears to be confirming for us that this is nominative because we got the long I right there. We want to find a verb, which we have right here with adoraverunt. Erunt is our ending, so that's going to be a third person plural. Especially with that V right there, we know that this is the perfect tense. It is active and it is indicative. So that would then confirm yet again that these two together are nominative plural. Okay. Our fathers worshipped. So we've got oro, to pray, to ask, to beseech, and then ad, so that's to pray toward. In a prepositional phrase right there with that e, it's going to be plus ablative. And then monte, mons, montis. This is a third declension, and it is, of course, singular and masculine. Hoc here appears to be going with monte from hic, haec, hoc. We can only have the ablative if it's a masculine form one. So that also goes with that. Our fathers worshipped, beseeched, prayed earnestly, prayed to in this particular mountain. There's only one A in there. So if you watched the Greek video prior to this, I didn't know where the mountain was, and I didn't take the time to look it up in between here and now. But there are a couple options, of course. In the Old Testament, we know that Jeroboam is David's son. Well, the guy that took the northern kingdom from Jeroboam, that guy, he set up two alternate places to worship from Jerusalem to keep his people from leaving, even though it seems that the faithful still continued to go to Jerusalem even though they lived in the north. And one of them was in Dan, and I think the other one was maybe Bethel is in Dan, and then Beersheba. My brain is telling me that it's Beersheba, but that's probably wrong. But anyway, two locations that he set up, and I think that she would be talking about one of those places. So, et and vos from mos wester vobis vos vobis. This is going to be either the nominative or the accusative. Since we see with dicatis that we have a second person plural, then that's going to also be a nominative plural to go with that. Active and indicative. So nominative plural, and it's going to be emphatic since it's unnecessary with the verb already there. And you yourselves say, okay, and then we've got quia functioning to introduce discourse. That is not even necessary to translate it really. Hierusalumis. Here we've got the is ending right there. And now I don't remember if Jerusalem declines in Latin. I think it does. And I think we have here a dative or an ablative form. But since we don't have any prepositional phrases right there, it's probably going to be ablative, and ablative in the locative sense. So place where, though normally genitive is the one that shows the place where, and ablative shows the separation. But I think yeah, probably it is ablative plural because the word itself is plural. And Jerome, or whoever he has translated this, wants to use it as a locative of location. Location where rather than separation from. All right, est, don't need to parse that. Locus, us right there, nominative, singular, masculine, and it is being linked to location with est. So, loc, where, in Jerusalem is place. Ubi just means where. Adverb. Adorare apportet. Here is our verb. We've got et, third singular, present tense. It is active and indicative. And this is a verb that is most often going to be in the third person. It is a, oh gosh, I had the word a moment ago. Oh, it's gone. But it is almost always third person because it's showing a necessity rather than, we wouldn't say apporteo, I am necessary to do something. No, you go about that a different way. But this takes an infinitive, which we found with re right there. So present, active, and infinitive. And this is, of course, the same verb as that one, where it is necessary or proper to worship or to pray to. Okay, and with Dicket right there, it looks like Jesus is speaking, so our direct discourse comes to an end. Let's take a look at this in its own context, and then from verse 7. You're still in the camera. Good. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and you yourselves say that in Jerusalem is place where it is necessary to worship. Makes good sense. So, verse 7. Woman comes down from Samaria to draw water. Jesus says to her, "Give to me to drink." For his disciples had gone away into the city in order that they might buy food. Therefore a woman says to him, the Samaritan one, "How do you, although you are a Jew, ask earnestly from me to drink, who am a woman, a Samaritan one? For Jews do not associate with Samaritans." Jesus responded and said to her, "If you knew gift of God and who it is who says to you, 'Give to me to drink,' you yourself perhaps would ask from him, and he would give to you living water." Woman says to him, "Lord, you do not indeed have something in which you may draw, and well is deep. From where, therefore, are you having living water? Surely you are not greater than our father Jacob, who gave to us well, and himself drank from it, and his sons and his flocks." Jesus responded and said to her, "Everyone who drinks from this water will be parched again. But who will have drunk from the water which I myself will give to him will not be parched forever." Or for forever. "But water which I will give to him will be in him fountain of springing water into eternal life." Woman says to him, "Lord, give to me this water in order that I may not thirst and not come hither to draw." Jesus says to her, "Go quickly, call your husband and come back here." Woman responded and said, "I do not have husband." Jesus says to her, "You have said well that I do not have husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and whom you have now is not your husband. You have said this truly." Woman says to him, "Lord, I see that you are a prophet. Our fathers worshipped in this mountain, and you yourself say that in Jerusalem is a place where it is necessary to worship." Interesting turn on her part, but there we have it. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you, and I hope that you have a very good day. Voila.
What? You're still awake? Why are you still here then? You should be reading a book. Or if not reading, you should watch one of these other videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.